All right, welcome back. Now, I don't want black men to get confused or sidetracked or distracted. This new term, black fatigue, it makes us reflect on Keisha culture. Almost everything that they talk about or that they complain about when they attempt to explain this black fatigue, they're talking about something with associated with the culture that was festered under the rulership of black women, single black women. And I grew up being taught and told that something was wrong with me because I'm a black man, that I was destined for early grave or jail, that I was inherently violent. The isolation that took place in my household was epic. Even though I had two brothers, they were younger brothers, fairly significantly younger. So I spent a good chunk of my life in the home with two older sisters, me and two older sisters. And the daily routine was my mother spending all of her free time with them while I was basically neglected, isolated. But I was happy. As long as I had my toys, it felt like I was in heaven. Back then I was into like He-Man, Transformers. I had the toys right there in my room. So I was having a ball, man, inside my room. I wanted to be inside my room. I didn't want to be around them, talking all that girl talk and acting like all girly and stuff. I go in my room, or I'll ask them, hey, take me over to my uncle's home so I can play with my cousins, my male cousins. I go over there and we tear up the house, end up getting a whooping almost every time. But anyways, what you see on the screen was going to be the initial thumbnail to this video. And even though I grew up, going back to my original point, even though I grew up being told all of this because I'm a black man, and of course seeing society projecting black men in a certain way, or they're problematic, they're the terror of society, there was a time after the year 2000 when the internet popped off, where for the first time, black men started to examine black women's flaws. You say, you know what? We've been talking about black men and black men only, and everybody been scared to talk about black women. We're about to point out and highlight some of these issues with black women, and who knows? Some of them may be the cause of the things that they complain about when it comes to black men. And I contributed to this space. I didn't start it. It was already created by the time I hit the internet, but I contributed to it. So I'm like the last person that's going to hop on here and fail to point out the dysfunction that comes from black women. But I'm also aware that blacks and whites have differences. Some of them are extreme. They're basically opposites. Some of them are opposites. We are different. We're different people. We have an entirely different energy. No matter what white person you talk to on this planet, they got a different energy from black Americans. I want everybody to be clear on that. That's what it is. That's straight up and down what it is. We are not white people. Stop expecting us to behave just like white, because it's getting to the point where if you behave in any way outside of how whites behave or how whites want you to behave, then you're somehow degenerate. Y'all got to be careful with this. And I'm going to give y'all a good example. But anyway, I was about to make this my thumbnail. Black female mental health and the attempted whitening of native black Americans. But I changed it because I want to highlight that this black fatigue, this is actually a call for violence. It's a whistle blow for somebody to do something major. Because that's what you do when you're sick and tired. Sick and tired. And when you listen to these explanations, you understand how fraudulent it is. And that any black person pushing this, you are a flipping Sambo, tap dancing, white ass kissing coon. And any white person supporting this, you are a racist. Now, this is a cash grab also. This anti-black campaign. It's a money grab. And it's something that, tethers jump all over. That's where most of these views coming from. It's coming from white people and tethers. Right? What you have here is some foreigner. I don't know where she's from, some African or Caribbean or something. Listen to this.
Hey guys, my name is Modi and you are welcome to Modi Speaks. So it is finally happening. White people have had enough. Reasonable black individuals also have had enough.
White people have had enough. Reasonable black people have also had enough. Stop. Automatically, you're saying there's nothing wrong with white people. There's nothing wrong with any portion of their population. That alone. No, we're going to stop right there. No, I reject that. No, what you talking about, coon? You off on a coon foot already. And that really cancels out everything else that you have to say. After you say something like that, I really don't want to hear no more. That already tells me how your brain is modified. You understand what I'm saying? That mindset straight out the gate is foul. Foul. Of course, there's a degenerate class in black America that everybody's sick of. Reasonable people. And there's a demographic in white America that people are sick of. Flat out. You know what else it says? It also implies that the degenerates among white America are not as much of a problem. Okay? That's clearly coming from a white perspective. And it's sick.
Hey guys, my name is Modi and you are welcome to Modi Speaks. So it is finally happening. White people have had enough. Reasonable black individuals also have had enough. I think I'm one of the first creators that spoke about the phenomenon of black fatigue, if you guys can remember. Okay, I don't know for sure, but that is what I feel.
Yeah, I believe you were one of the first, mammy. Let's move on to this guy right here. Yeah, bedwench.
Blackness fatigue is setting in. America is exhausted from dealing with the never-ending complaints and ingratitude of the black community.
We're sick of your complaints too. What complaints are you talking about anyways? Nobody complaining. What are you talking about? What complaints are you talking about? Y'all got to stop and ask questions with every complaint that they make. And you got to understand when people are not being specific. When people avoid details and being specific, they're lying. What complaint you talking about, buddy? Reparations? That's not a complaint. You simply take it as a complaint because you're neurologically deranged, dysfunctional, mentally and spiritually dysfunctional. Got that? You got that, Billy Bob? Huh? I don't know what you're talking about with these complaints. What you talking about? And the only other complaint you're talking about is us calling you out like I am now. You don't like that. Well, guess what? You're going to get it. You the one talking about us. See, they don't like us talking back. That's all this is. An attempt at domination. Get out of here. America is sick of black people's complaints. First of all, what complaints you talking about? And second of all, what in the world make you think we ain't sick of y'all complaints?
With the never-ending complaints and ingratitude of the...
Ingratitude? What we need to thank you for? All the benefits we got, we fought for them. What are you talking about? What the hell we need to be thankful to you for? What are you talking about? It's crazy that more black people are not offended by this language. But let's continue.
Black community. Black racism against whites and Asians has reached violent proportions.
What? Now, I just showed the stats. The majority of people, murder victims, homicide victims here in the United States are black. Black. And I showed the stats that showed that most of the homicide offenders are white. So that automatically nullifies that claim. If what you just said were true, then y'all would be the majority of the victims, and we would be the majority of the homicide perpetrators, of the killers. And that's not the facts. Do I need to pull those stats up again for all of you in the back? I'll link the video. I'll link the video under this one and give you a timestamp. But we've heard 3 lies so far. Let's continue.
And with the help and funding of the Democrat Party, and Asians has reached violent proportions.
Violence.
And with the help...
Violence against whites and Asians. Another lie. We don't need to get into that. That was always a lie. And that was like a bunch of them were staged. A bunch of them were staged, clearly staged. Yeah, that's another complaint that we've had. White supremacists in law enforcement staging stuff like that. Y'all tired of us calling stuff like that out. That's what it is. Because historically, we've never had no issue with Asians. We don't sit up thinking about Asians like that. Nonsense.
And funding of the Democrat Party, militant black racism is getting worse. Well, here's a wild bill.
What? Where? What militant black racism you talking about? Where are they at? And by militant, I assume you mean they walking around with hammers, with tools. Where they at? Because really, the only people I see who open carry is white. Most people I see who carry in the open are white. What are you talking about? The times you saw black people walking around with tools, it was in response to some racism down there in Cincinnati. It was the most recent incident. But let's continue. It's just nothing but a cascade of lies. Listen to this.
Bullet of truth for America. White Americans are the least racist people in the USA, probably the whole world.
The least racist in the USA. So who's more racist? Blacks? Huh? A strong piece of evidence of which demographic is more dangerous or more racist is look at the extreme acts that come from those groups periodically. Extreme acts generally occur periodically. You know, it's not something that's all that constant. but it's a fairly regular basis. You don't see black people going out unaliving random white people. All white people they see. When there's an unarmed person shot by a cop, white people claim that it happens on an equal basis or more often with white men. I can't find that evidence. If anybody wants to argue that, go ahead and leave a link to the information in the comment section to this video. But I'm calling BS on that as well. You the least racist in America. Literally, as I speak, there are white supremacist gangs here in America that are straight up through and through racist. There are countless message boards, forums. You got Stormfront, of course, 4chan, sections of Reddit, where all they do is sit up and talk about black people, hurl in racial slurs at black people all day and night. These goofy gamers, all they do is sit up thinking about us, making these racist memes. You don't see us doing stuff like that. You don't see us doing that. Y'all are clearly far more obsessed over us. What are you talking about? You're saying that you're obviously saying all of that is not racist. Y'all sitting up making racist memes. And then, again, look at the extremists. They always got these racist diaries and whatnot. Get out of here. More BS. Let's continue.
For America. White Americans are the least racist people in the USA, probably the whole world. We have been non-racist for the last 50 years. But today, the Democrats...
No, you simply haven't had open Jim Crow for 50 years. That's the only difference there, buddy.
Party is using racism as a political weapon.
Notice how he talks as if it's irrelevant that it's only been the past 50 years of his alleged white non-racism. You don't think that's a problem itself? That you've only been non-racist for 50 years? Doesn't that tell you something? You don't think that makes other suggestions that you just skip right on past? We've been the least racist in the world for the past 50 years, 50 little old years, huh? Congratulations. How do black people submit to this? Oh, yes, my white God. Y'all kissing white ass for what? These lunatics. Lord, these are conversations they have in the back of the bar. These are degenerates.
Racist for the last 50 years. But today, the Democrat Party is using racism as a political weapon. And white America...
Now, that's true. That can be true as well. Yes, they do that. And they are horrible for black America. And there has always been blacks speaking out against the Democratic Party. Okay? And this most recent election, let's not forget, black men delineated more than we have in the past 50 years.
America is exhausted from dealing with blackness that has been coming against...
He said America is getting exhausted dealing with blackness. Again, painting themselves as flawless and innocent. This is insanity that black people don't see this as an attack and a call for violence. This is open racism. This is overt, right in your face racism. What buffoon, black or white person don't see this? Raise your hand. Boy, what in the world are you talking about? America is sick of blackness.
50 years. But today, the Democrat Party is using racism as a political weapon. And white America is exhausted from dealing with blackness that has been coming against them day after day for years.
Blackness coming. How does how does blackness come against you? What are you talking about? Let's pause. Let's digress here. I'm gonna have to continue this this weekend, because on that note, listen to this. Wait a minute. Blackness coming at us. I'm being attacked by blackness. Oh, blackness behind you. Oh no, blackness.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is the latest video going viral of all of these girls, young girls. I can't tell if it's a college graduation. I believe it's a high school graduation. Pretty sure it's a high school graduation. You can see how everything is tore up. The chairs is tore up.
Okay, you know where he's going with this. You know exactly where he's going with this, right?
The rest of the people that then have to live through these stereotypes because you refuse to do the right thing. When I see videos like this of our girls, these are all girls, it's embarrassing. Because what this shows me is that these are probably the future baby mamas of the world. Make sure you tap into the
Oh God, the coonery. This video, first of all, this video he's playing, first of all, includes a bunch of black women. Young, very young, they're high school students. This is a high school graduation. And this is in Louisiana, one of the most cultured black areas of the United States. Very deep culture. And this is their dances. This is what they do down there. Celebration for graduation. Now, that said, I do see, I don't believe that crowds of people like this should dance, because most people can't dance. That's just the facts. And when they try, they're going to look goofy. And with black people, we've always danced and partied with more energy. So a goofy looking black person who can't dance, who putting a lot of energy in their goofy movements, it's not going to look appealing. But I can't bring myself to criticize how any group on earth dances when they're celebrating graduation. The only thing I could probably criticize is twerking. That's just inappropriate at really anywhere. But I'm sorry. Here, look at this. Look at this. Yes, I see the hair hats. I see the wigs. Pretty much every one of them got Asian girls' hair. Got Ling Ling's hair flying around. Wigs everywhere. Almost every one of them got wigs. And look at them. They're actually like catching the Holy Ghost. That's Holy Ghost behavior. That's church behavior. Again, Louisiana. Then there's no shortage of churches down there in Louisiana. This is Holy Ghost church behavior. And the church is obviously Keisha's domain. And this is how this is a miss. But yet Anton, the rest of the coons, white supremacists, trying to say that this is also what they're fatigued about. This is taking place inside of a building. You're looking at it from a recorded video. You're looking for this stuff. And you're really fatigued. Because let's be clear. If each and every one of them could dance well, according to our personal standards, nobody would complain. They compliment their moves. Y'all simply have a problem with goofy dancing. And you want to turn it into a black problem. We're dealing with an era where people are turning everything black people do into a black people problem. Like a bunch of idiots. Yes, Keisha can't dance. Yes, she got to wear a bunch of wigs. Yes, they look goofy. Again, entire crowds of people should never dance. I mean, if you want comic relief, if that's what you're looking for. But what I see is a bunch of people, and they're not all women, putting a lot of energy into dancing, even though they can't dance. I mean, can we even call this dancing? This is some old spiritual around the fire type of voodoo type stuff. I mean, they're tweaking out for real. But it was orchestrated by the school. It took place for like 10 minutes, and then everybody went back to their seats. It started with line dancing. And if I'm not mistaken, this school has a dance team, and dancing is a part of their like thing. Dancing is like a New Orleans thing. Y'all really trying to... And listen, I don't care if you can't dance. For Keishas to make a culture out of dancing or doing whatever they doing, that's going to do them a world of good. You talking about the most overweight and obese demographic on earth. And you can clearly see they're not starting out like that. If they keep doing that for the rest of their life, they'll never be a big fat whale. What in the world are y'all complaining about? You just feel embarrassed because they look goofy. Oh, we got to do better as a people. Shut up, coons. Man, I could just sit here and talk all day about how annoyed I get at you damn Sambos. Because y'all are nothing but black white supremacists. Because that's all the white people doing. Oh, look at those niggers. Oh, look at the monkey dance. This is what the white supremacists do. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, those effing monkey dances infuriates me so much. Do you have another video? Yeah, I got 2 more. Oh, look at the monkey spin. What is that? The monkey doo-wop. And y'all goofy Sambos sit up and listen to white supremacists and start feeling embarrassed about what they saying about you, what they think about you. I mean, let's keep it real. If each one of these girls could dance like Michael Jackson or James Brown, we'd all be impressed. Like, oh, snap. That'd be a black victory. That'd be something we'd share on social media as like, oh, look at us, the black magic. Oh, everybody, they all cutting up. And again, this whole graduation started with line dancing. Even the police officers was line dancing with Y'all are a bunch of goofies out here on this internet. And I'm praying that the grassroots content creators take over. Y'all are seriously a bunch of goofies out here. Louisiana, I'm slow to criticize a lot of things they do in Louisiana. Again, one of the most culturally deep, and you know what this is from hip hop. This is hip hop infused, part of their crunk dancing or whatever. They're in the South. What are you talking about? This is part of the black problem. Shut up. Boy, y'all give stupid all kinds of new definitions, man. You seriously cannot make this up.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is the latest video going viral of all of these girls, young girls. I can't tell if it's a college graduation. I believe it's a high school graduation. Pretty sure it's a high school graduation. You can see how everything is tore up. The chairs is tore up. The women are dancing crazy. And I don't want to play the music because obviously I don't want to issue with the video getting messed up or anything like that. Let me give it to you from a different angle so that you'll better understand exactly what's happening. It's not just the people that's in the crowd. It's also, or the people that's on the floor. It's also the people that's in the crowd. You can see the young boy right there. He's happy. He has his own iPhone.
And you know what else? All that crazy dancing those black girls are doing, that's, they're crazy for real, man. Have you seen how so many of them interact with cops and are so quick? But you know what? There may be as equal a number of white women who do that. Just do a search. Just do a search. But there's a lot of crazy, and we got our crazy population. I mean, completely insane. I'm on record talking about how black women are especially demonically possessed and suffer from mental illness. Also, mainstream medical professionals have made it clear long ago that black women lead in mental health issues. They lead the country in mental health issues because everybody knows it's connected to this culture of inferiority that they've infused into their culture. All that weave culture, that's a culture of inferiority. So they have a lifelong inferiority complex, a lack of confidence. They're insecure their entire lives. So people with mental illness, they dance crazy. They look mad, goofy when they try to dance, and especially when they put a bunch of energy into it. And before they start dancing, they had the staff and everybody tell them, okay, when you dance, do your own personal dance, and this is your graduation celebration dance. Of course, they're gonna tweak out, probably high on caffeine or who knows what, or whatever. And yeah, they tweaking out, and they don't look sane. Many of them look insane. Ain't nobody cutting the rug. Some of them just running and stomping. That's Holy Ghost behavior. You see that fat chick right there? Look at her. Look at her. Come on, man. Her right there. She running. Now she's stomping. Doing the Keisha stomp. That's the Holy Ghost behavior. That's all they doing. They doing the same thing they do in church. Somebody tell them, hey, catch the Holy Ghost. They're going to do the exact same thing you see right now. It's like these Negroes, they don't even know black people no more. Y'all so detached from black America, especially this dude. I don't even think he black American. Get out of here. That's why it's nothing but these coons and these foreign people talking about this kind of stuff. This is culture. It's a different culture. Butt out a culture that's not y'all's. Put it like that. Because I seriously believe even if black women were not as insecure as they are, people would still be saying what they're saying today. How you gonna be critical of black girls dancing at a graduation? Dancing, period. Y'all need to be dancing. You need to be dancing. Anton, what you talking about? Let's continue with this.
White Americans who have never had a racist thought in their lives are tired of being constantly accused of racism.
Ain't nobody accusing y'all of racism. You lying. You're lying. When's the last time a black person called you a racist? You just looking up videos of black people calling some other white person a racist. You're an idiot. And this pretty much sums up each and every one of you. You little pea-brain idiots. Ain't nobody calling you no racist. We ain't running around calling white people racist. What are you talking about? You're lying.
They're tired of being told that every problem in the black community is the fault of white people. That the massive...
And don't no black people say that. That's a lie. Let's back it up.
failures of told that every problem in the black community is the fault of white people.
Black people don't be saying that. I'm so sick of that stupid lie. And I'm sick of people who give people a lie, a pass, when they make an accusation. People call up to Tariq's Twitter space all the time saying that exact thing. And they rarely get checked. We don't be going around saying that. Instead, we skip and start trying to explain racism. Stop doing that. Stop skipping over the fact that that's a flat out lie. And y'all go straight to starting, well, racism is about this, and this is race institution. No. First of all, call out that lie. We don't be going around calling white people racist.
They had a racist thought in their lives, are tired of being constantly accused of racism. They're tired of being told that every problem in the black community is the fault of white people.
We don't do that. Even when you look at the grassroots black America, don't do that. And the intellectual class don't do that. I ain't never heard nobody utter that phrase. Black person utter that phrase. Nobody. The only people I've heard utter that phrase is white supremacists. Dead serious. And I know there's plenty of other black people who say the same thing. You're lying. That's a flat out lie. Y'all got to stop giving that lie a pass.
That the massive failures of black cities and neighborhoods and families is our fault.
No, that's another lie. That's another lie. Every black person I heard talk about the black community reflects on y'all's part and our part. They reflect on y'all's part, y'all's hand in it, and our hand in it. The black community is the result of whites attacking it and blacks attacking it, even if unintentionally. Being born into degeneracy and continuing to support it rather than breaking cycles and seeing that white America has always had more power and ability to dictate our conditions. When you're talking about how black people function as a whole, you're talking about how white America has dealt with black American societies all throughout history. That includes the history of destroying black cities, terrorizing black cities. When you're talking about, I don't have that much time, but let's continue.
This week's massive failures of black cities and neighborhoods and families is our fault.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Are you saying that white America, whites in general, that there wasn't a single white person who contributed anything to the deterioration and current condition of black communities? Is that what you're trying to say? Yes, that is what you're trying to say. Trying to absolve yourself of all blame, which is pathetic. Pathetic, and that's weak.
This week, some fruitcake politician declared that blacks violently attacking Asians.
He just referred to something that one person said. But all of black America is supposed to hold that. That was, I guess, a statement from all of black America. Let me back that up.
Is caused by white. This week, some fruitcake politician declared that blacks violently attacking Asians is caused by white people. No matter what white people do or say, violently attacking families is our fault. This week, some fruitcake politician declared that blacks violently attacking Asians is caused by white people.
Listen, again, we're not responsible for what one person says. If these things are driving you crazy, it's because you're a deranged goofy. Looking up stuff that drives you crazy and obsessing over it. This is what we're dealing with. Both the white supremacists and the coons. You're telling on yourself. I heard one person say this. The hell that got to do with us? That got to do with black America. How are we, in what way are we supposed to own that? What one person done said to somebody else? He's an idiot.
No matter what white people do or say, they are slandered as villains by blacks who are determined to punish white Americans.
That is a lie. Don't tell me we don't have no white ass kissers. Are you crazy? Black America is flooded with people who bend over backwards to get kind treatment in interactions with white folks, to be approved and accepted by white folks. What are you talking about? You're lying. This extreme talk, I don't get it. I don't get how these people get away with these ridiculous arguments.
Simply for being white. They are unappeasable. Now, millions of immigrants came here from England, Poland, Italy, South America, Vietnam, Russia. They came from all around the world, and they were dirt poor when they arrived. But they worked hard and became successful and rich and well-adjusted citizens. So why is it that the African community has remained in poverty for 150 years?
Okay, now when you hear that insanely low IQ statement, you know it's almost time to tune out. These immigrants coming over here largely because of the policies black Americans fought for. They got handouts. These whites you talking about got free land and all kind of stuff. Yeah, they got handouts from their white brethren. What are you bragging about that? And He said, how have blacks remained in poverty? All of black America is not in poverty. What are you talking about? We got people in all classes, just like white America. What kind of statement is that? And how you gonna compare immigrants to an entire native population? Because the same is true in their countries. Just like black Americans have people in all classes, there are several classes in other countries. But the American immigrants, the people who move over there, of course they're going to have money. Of course. Because only your very best migrate. What do you expect? The same is true with white America. Y'all got your poverty class. They got people in all classes. But they have fewer people in poverty than you because they're the immigrants, you idiot. Of course, when you send over your very best, on average, your statistics are going to line up different. What kind of nonsense is this? Your impoverished class are not coming over here. What are you saying? There's no impoverished class over there in those countries? You idiots. These people, Lord, these people. Okay, let's continue.
We built nice new apartment buildings that quickly became high crime ghettos. Want to get an education?
Okay, so he's not even going to accept accountability or responsibility or their contribution to the creation of ghettos and slums across the country. I'm done. I'm done with you, buddy. Now, y'all remember this guy. I already responded to him. Plus, I don't have time. We can deal with the rest of what that guy had to say on a later stream. Already dealt with this guy. This guy, same old nonsense, rubbish. And then the mammy comes in and co-signs it. Comes in and co-signs all of that nonsense. So you see what this is. This is it's a coon thing and a money grab. But it's also an immigrant thing, this black fatigue. And it's a white racist thing. It's a white racist thing. And even when but look what else happened.
Denying this phenomenon, or you are looking for the latest insults to give to me, or you are genuinely unaware of what black fatigue is all about. Well, pause, okay? Let me show you what people are actually tired about.
Okay, let's go.
Again, they show one act of one black person who snatches the microphone.
Let me get my moment, so I want to say my name is Khadija Diallo, and I'm graduating today.
And I guess that's supposed to prove something. And look at what else she included. Look at what else is allegedly causing black fatigue. Why am I not surprised? And this is really the implication from your boy, Anton Daniels. He offered the same video as more proof or evidence of what everybody is tired of from black people. Videos that they're actively looking for, taking place inside a building or some isolated place somewhere. Oh, I can't take it anymore. You are just a bunch of lunatic people with mental problems who need to get help. Somebody needs to tell you, stop fishing out content that upsets you. You see you're not dealing with it in the real world, your everyday world. Why are you then seeking it out? When you see stuff that makes you cringe or uncomfortable in the real world, what do? Try to get away from it. So why are you going home, going to it? Why are you on your phone, going to it, gravitating to it? You are getting off on being enraged. You enjoy being enraged, hating black people. Or as a black person, feeling like you got something to talk about that'll get white people's acceptance. Oh, the white people are going to love me. Anton trying to get back on Lauren Ingram's show so that he can smile and talk about black people again. Coons fascinate me. The coon class fascinate me. But they are dangerous. They're dangerous because they ally and embolden white supremacists. I don't respect anybody who respects white supremacists. I follow their talking points. I've been telling people for years. I've been a member of Stormfront for years. I just pretend to be a white dude. I check out their conversations on 4chan. I understand how weak their arguments are. And that's why it shocks me to see black people co-signing with that nonsense. When so often these white supremacists are loners and incels. They're often loners and incels for a reason. Because their content, their rhetoric, is subhuman nonsense. It's illogical even. It doesn't even make sense. A bunch of lies, a bunch of exaggerations. You understand? Somebody said, one of Anton's people said, bro, stop acting like our community ain't out of control. Our community has its criminal class. Is that what you want to hear? Is that what you want me to say? Is that what you want me to confess to? We got our criminal class, but guess what? Our crime rate is lower than the majority of cities around the world. But you don't hear these cities around the world complaining about this all problematic demographic that they have that's far worse or the same as black Americans. You and your ilk simply obsess over black degeneracy. That's your problem. You don't know how to control what you absorb and I guess allow yourself to be hypnotized by. You obviously are also ignorant to real statistics. Are you not aware that blacks are less than 50% of the gangs in this country? Are you aware of that? Are you aware that whites are responsible for some 46% of homicides, sometimes 50% of homicides in this country? Where exactly is your argument coming from, Anton Daniels, ass kisser? Hot sauce, ass kissing, hot sauce. Huh? Get your lips off Anton's ass and answer my question. Are you aware of that? Or answer my question. I want to hear you babbling. Don't post a bunch of babbling. Answer my question. Answer my question. I want to hear your coon lecture, your coon sermon. Answer my question. You say there is not more white people. Where? No, there is not more white people. Our population is more like 50-50. We are not 13% of this country. Name me how many 13% major cities can you name? Name 5. Name 3 right now. Major cities where there's 13% black population. Name them right now. I don't want to hear you babbling. I told you, stop with your little sermon. I'm going to delete them. Stop with your little preaching. No, we are not 13% of this population, fool. I asked you a question. Name 3, I said 3 major cities that are 13% black right now. Name them. I don't want to hear nothing else, see nothing else. Name the cities. 3 major cities that are 13%. You can't. You can't. And when you go to those cities, we are more like 50% of every major city in this country, sometimes more. Detroit, 75%. We are the majority of Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, several more cities, Atlanta, Houston, if I'm not mistaken, several cities throughout the South. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. Listen, stop talking. Stop leaving comments. Because you don't know who you're talking to either, hot sauce. My channel is riddled with me talking about the issues in the black community. I'm sick of coon asses like you or white supremacists like you who pretend like there's no degeneracy among whites. Ain't nobody doing nothing to white people. How are we out of control when everything that blacks do are to each other? What the hell you got to complain about? Even in the rat community, they're doing that to each other. Y'all simply obsessing over them. That's what it is. Coon, what you talking about? Nobody refusing to be accountable. Yeah, they act like knuckleheads and heathens in their community with each other. Virtually, even those gang violence, those are still almost always personal dust-ups. When somebody's unalive, I can almost guarantee you they got some personal issues with each other. It's not just somebody a part of another set. And again, stuff that has nothing to do with you that you simply choose to obsess over like an idiot. Dude, you're not even making an argument. You're not even responding or trying to refute anything that I'm saying. Listen, here's one of your comments. Refuse to be accountable. Black men who speak truth get shouted down. This is why y'all will never move past being ghetto and ratchet. You can't take criticism without getting most. See, you didn't make any point right there. You simply made some random, vague comments that could apply to any percentage of the population and hoped that it stuck. That's all you did. And again, that's what your ilk is made of. Y'all don't make real arguments. You're not making any argument at all. You simply regurgitate Anton Daniel talking points, his little coon sermons. He said, yeah, it's our problem. Y'all act like this. Same old story. Yeah, it's our problem. No, it ain't my problem. What are you talking about? What the people do in the hood, that ain't my problem. I don't live in the hood. So I don't know what you're talking about. Are you broke and still in the hood? That's your issue. You're a bum. If hood stuff is a problem for you, that means you living in the hood. So your real problem is that you're a bum. Do you understand that math? Do you understand that math? You're a bum. You need to get your money up. You ain't state no facts. What facts you state? You ain't state one fact. Yeah, this is an African tether. They always say, I gave you facts. When all they gave is an Anton Daniels, we need accountability lecture. He said, oh, the whites holding me back. See, this is all these others say. Oh, the whites holding me back, but I'm a grown man. You aren't. This again, y'all tell me, give me a timestamp, Coon. When did I say whites are holding me back? On any of my videos? When honestly was the last time you heard a black person say whites are holding me back? We don't even say that. We don't talk like that. It's only y'all coons to be saying that. Because that's what white people be saying. You don't hear black Americans saying that, and you know it. You ain't stated no facts, and you calling that facts? You assuming that black people go around saying white people holding us back? And even during this video has nothing to do with me making an argument that white people are holding us back. That's another thing these tethers do. They interpret anything we talk about as a discussion of white people holding us back, because that's what white supremacists do. These coons and these tether coons, they are exactly like these white supremacists. They can hear us talking about the weather, and they will say, oh, stop complaining about the white people holding you back. I've grew up around black Americans my whole life. Only later in life did I run into these foreigners. I ain't never in my life heard one black person literally say, whites hold me back. Whites hold me back. White man hold me back. We don't even talk like that. That's just you goofy white supremacists and you goofy tap dancing coon tethers. And you domestic coons. Y'all can't come over here with them coon sermons. It's not going to work over here. Y'all don't make arguments. You don't know how to make arguments actually and obviously. You only know how to regurgitate. I bet you said what you said in this chat room to 1,000 other black people. The exact same things. You probably got a copy and paste you get busy with. Because y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of talking heads. You think you intellectual, but you're not. And that's why we're here, to shut you coons, get y'all out of here. And I'll see y'all on the next live.